Alright. Um, I feel that I've been on the sidelines of this whole situation for far too long. And to, um, I tried to not say anything about this person because I don't want to get on his bad side or anything like that. And um, I've seen posts from Anthony Chabot talking about this person. If you're unaware of who I'm talking about, and like I said, I don't want to get this guy upset or anything, and God knows this this is beyond my um beyond my comfort zone, and I like I said, I don't want to say anything ill about this because I've tried to stay neutral to about this whole situation. So I feel that it needs to be said, and I have to say this. This is about Jack LaLaine. And Anthony Chabot has always said to Jack LaLaine, stop watching baby shows, I'm your father, and this and that and the other. And it's gotten to the point where a lot of folks have either threatened bodily harm on Anthony or threatened to block and or ban Anthony Chabot from their YouTube channel. Case in point, this particular text or this particular post has said to Anthony, stop, harassing Jack LaLaine. So, and he said he was going to do a rant video on Anthony. So, that's what I'm talking about. And I tried to stay as far away from this whole situation as I can for two reasons. One, I don't want to get on Jack LaLaine's bad side. And two, yes, if you know me, I care about Anthony Chabot, and I will say this about the guy. He does and says all these things without really thinking through them, which is kind of what's it's kind of what's been his MO, his modus operandi. And sometimes I can't help but feel excuse me. I can't help but be concerned about Anthony's well-being and his and and what he says. I mean, I do care for the guy, but sometimes I feel that I sometimes I feel very concerned because there's a lot of folks that are excuse me. I can't help but, be concerned for Anthony and, the things that he says, it can really get under a lot of people's skin. So, I just want to say, I'm sorry. I just want to say this. To anyone and everyone who supports Jack LaLaine, I respect you and Jack LaLaine. I mean, what he does is his business, and I don't want to get on his bad side. All right, that's the last thing I want to do. Okay? If you support this Jack LaLaine person, fine. I don't want to get in the middle of this. All right? I'm trying to stay as far away from this whole thing as possible. All right? But you gotta give AnthonyChobot a break. All right? He says and does these things without really thinking through. Okay? And this is coming from the bottom of my heart. I care about AnthonyChobot, but sometimes he does things without thinking through. And it can really get on a lot of people's nerves, but you have to understand, I mean, he's a swell guy. I care about him, but I care about him as a friend. He's been faithful to me for quite a long time, and all I'm saying is cut the guy some slack. All right? I mean, I feel that it has to be said. All right? Yes, Anthony can be rambunctious at times. Yes, Anthony can be a little off the wall. Excuse me. But please cut the guy some slack. All right? Like I said, he does and says these things without thinking through them carefully, and he told me earlier tonight that he has apologized to Jack LaLaine. He told me he's not going to harass him anymore. I feel that he is sincere about what he said. And like I said, to those of you who support Jack LaLaine, more power to you. I don't want to get in the middle of this. this is not my, this is not in my comfort zone or anything like that. I don't want to get on Jack LaLaine's bad sign. That's the last thing I want to do. But I feel that as someone who knows Anthony Chabot well enough, I feel that someone has to say something about this whole situation. So, yeah, I feel for I feel for Anthony that he's been going through all this sort of crap that's been going on. But like I said, I feel that it has to be said. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, cut the guy some slack, alright? And to those who support Jack LaLaine, more power to you. I don't want to get on any of your bad side, or especially Jack LaLaine's bad side, but I feel that somebody has to say something to, not only to Anthony Chabot, but to anyone and everyone who supports Jack LaLaine. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm out.